Hey, it's Chad from Mars Consulting here, and in this video, I want to talk about why marketing fails for construction businesses. If you have hired an agency or a marketing professional before to help you scale your business, get more jobs, only to end up with little to no return, low quality leads, homeowners who don't pick up the phone, maybe they cannot even afford your prices, then this is going to be pretty eye-opening for you. I have run a marketing agency for over 6 years now, have worked and consulted with over 100 businesses in this space. So what I'm about to share with you here is what's going on behind the scenes that most agencies will not tell you. I'm going to show you why you keep getting the same low quality results, doesn't matter how many agencies you work with, and why it keeps happening even when you switch to someone new. And I'm going to show you exactly what to look for before you spend another dollar on marketing. I will switch to my computer now, so let's get into it. Okay, so why marketing keeps failing for contractors and what actually going on and what to do about it, obviously. So why it keeps happening? There's multiple reasons why marketing, especially online marketing, gets different results for different contractors and different remodeling, design build companies. Sometimes good results, sometimes bad results, but most of the times it's just mediocre results to say the least. So the first thing is most agencies are generalist agencies. They sell to everyone. So they work with dentists, they work with lawyers, they work with gyms, with contractors. Um, and because of this, they don't really understand your sales cycle. They don't really understand what it takes to attract the right homeowners who would be interested in working with you and can be uh, are able to afford your projects. Obviously, a kitchen remodel is not the same as selling a product online, selling a t-shirt. So if a marketing company works with e-commerce brand, for example, most probably they're not going to be able to deliver good results for you. So make sure that the company that you're working with, the agency, the marketing professional, they they only work with home service companies, they only work with contractors, and they understand the sales process and they understand your business. So that work collaboration with them doesn't become like a learning curve for them where they're just like discovering new things. Oh, but, I didn't realize that when you get leads, some of them don't respond. Or I didn't realize when you get leads, you have to call them within 5 minutes. So there's a learning curve that you would want the agency or the marketing professional that you're working with to have done that already and understands the challenges that come with it. And this is why many companies will just like hand you the lead and disappear without working the leads, without a follow-up system, a accountability. Just because it's extra work. Obviously, like when you get a lead, you need to call them, you need to follow up with them, you need to make sure that they are qualified. And if they are not qualified, they are not considered a lead. Um, but for many of the cases, the events that an agency would be optimizing for, and the thing that you want to deliver is we want to get you as many leads as possible. Because if we get you 100 leads this month, you will be happy and you will continue working with us for the next month. When in reality, this is not the case. Like I would prefer getting like 2, 3 quality leads over getting 50 leads that would just like waste my time and waste my team's time. I would call them, they don't respond, and it was just like overall a bad quality lead. So the last reason is you were sold ads when you actually needed a full system. And this is something I see a lot. Many of the cases, it's not a lead generation problem. It's not you don't have enough leads. It's basically other things that happen after you get the leads. Maybe you don't work the lead in a way that is efficient. Maybe you're losing so many interested prospects, so many homeowners that could be interested in your projects and your service because you're doing something wrong on another side. Like you don't call the leads fast enough, you don't work the leads, you don't follow up. Your process, your sales process is not efficient. There could be a lot of reasons. So there's this lead quality problem that nobody talks about. The first is a name and a phone number is not a lead. I don't really consider that a lead. It's a contact. So if I get somebody's name and their phone number or their email, and they have filled up a form on my website or something, I wouldn't consider this as a lead because there's a very high chance that I would call them, they will not respond. And there's a very high chance that even if they respond, they can afford my $50,000 minimum project size, for example. So a real lead comes with context. We want to have their budget, we want to have their timeline, we want to have their project scope. So this is a very, very easy win to do. If you have a form on your website and that form collects phone number and a name, you should add more questions. You should add like, what is your budget? When are you looking to get started with this? What is the timeline? Because serious leads and serious homeowners who are really interested, they don't mind filling out those information. While tire kickers, people just like shopping for prices and just shopping around, they will disqualify themselves. And most of the cases, you would just be able to know and to tell from their answers. Another thing is shared leads. This is like the lead quality killer. Like if a lead or a homeowner that you're calling, they're shared with another contractor. For example, you've got them through like from lead website like NG House, maybe the agency that sells you the lead sells the same leads to other contractors. It will mean that you are racing three other contractors to the same person. And usually in this case, whoever wins is the person who called first and the person who has the lowest prices. There's like a race to the bottom that you don't really want to be in, especially if you're selling premium projects, if you're selling like 50K, 70K, 60K, luxury remodeling projects. This is not a good place to be in, and this is not a good competition to do because whoever has the lowest prices wins, and there's always somebody who has lower prices than you do. By the time you call, obviously they have already moved on. They have already talked to other contractors, maybe handyman, solar contractors. You never know. So this is something to keep in mind. No shared leads. Make sure that those leads are not shared, and the company that you're working with don't do shared leads. They don't sell the same leads to other people. Next thing is the speed to lead problem, and it's crazy how many business owners and how many contractors they would kind of underestimate how important this is. And it's very, very, very important. It's pretty much, I think this is the most important thing in your sales process when it comes to getting a lease and actually converting the lease into projects. So most contractors lose jobs, not because of price, not because they're expensive, not because uh, any other reason, mainly because they were the third to call back. So somebody who is interested, they will look up online, they found it on Google Maps, they saw your ads, they did whatever. Most of the cases, they're actually looking for other companies as well. Like they want to understand the market, they want to understand the pricing. So if they fill up the information on your website, most probably they have done that with other people, with other contractors, with other remodeling companies. So if you don't call within ideally 5 minutes, you have, there's actually a research that I have in here. So responding to leads within 5 minutes increases conversion chances by 21 times. 21 times. This is like the highest leverage thing you could do is to call the leads as soon as possible. And you increase lead qualification by 100 times compared to waiting 30 minutes. So as you can see on this chart here, like the longer you wait before calling the lead, the less chances you have to close the deal and to actually get them to pick up the phone, have the conversation, close the deal. And it goes from like 391% to 17% after only 24 hours. And I know a lot of contractors would call the lead within like 3 days, 2 days, because they are busy with other projects. It's the weekend, whatever the reason. So the window to catch someone's attention after they fill a form is very, very short, which is 5 minutes. But this is how short this is. And nobody tells you this when they sell you the ad package because most agencies don't have a solution for this problem. Like it takes an infrastructure to be able to hire appointment setters, have them ready to call the leads on your behalf. And many companies, many agencies would just like prefer to leave that on you. Hey, we sent you the lead. You take care of calling the lead. You take care of the lead, the speed to lead. If you have team members who could call the leads as soon as possible, then you're winning on this. But if you don't, this is pretty much the main thing or the only thing that you should do right now to increase your conversion rate. So what actually works versus what sounds good? Ads alone don't work. The follow-up system behind the ad is what converts. Okay. Second is consistency beats volume. 3 reliable leads a week beats 20 random ones a month, as we have discussed earlier. And multiple touch points matter. The best clients usually need multiple touch points before they commit, and that has to be built in your process. So now we came to the conclusion that ads alone, if you're only running ads, if you're working with a company that only sends you leads, runs your ads and sends you leads, they are pretty much not responsible for anything else other than how many leads you get. So they will be optimizing for that. Their objective is just to send you as many leads as possible, and then you take care of it, right? So I wouldn't hire somebody and agree to pay them a certain amount per month only to send me leads and then expect them to do something else and blame them if I'm not closing clients, because getting leads is different than closing clients. And there's a lot of things that happen after closing the deal, after getting the lead, sorry, that contributes to the facts of if you're going to close that client or not. So this is something to keep in mind. This is something to understand. If I'm working with an agency, am I going to be taking them accountable for the number of leads that they're sending me? Or am I going to be taking them accountable for the number of clients that I close? If my objective is to close as many clients as possible, I don't only need leads, I need something else that happens after the leads. So you should be very clear when it comes to this. Are you going to be taking care of that, or the agency is going to be taking care of that? So practical things to look for going forward whenever you want to hire an agency or work with a marketing professional to help you with your marketing. First is ask any agency, what happens after the lead fills out the form? Many of them will say nothing happens. Like, we just send you the leads and that's it. And it's fine. It's just very, very important for you to understand what happens before you commit. So you can arrange your teams, you can arrange your crews and understand that, all right, this agency is only going to be sending me leads. So I'm going to have to figure out how to work the leads later on. Second is find out if your leads are exclusive or shared. This is very important. 3, know your numbers. What does a closed job cost you to acquire? This is very important. Like, let's say, for example, you're spending $1,000 on ads. Let's say you're getting 10 leads per week, for example. So 10 leads per week for $1,000, this is $100 per lead. And let's say you close, this is just examples. Let's say you have closed one job out of the 10 leads. So every single job will be costing you $1,000. Could be more, could be less. So the number that you're tracking is how much does it cost you to get a client, instead of how much does it cost you to get a lead, because leads could mean nothing. And if they're low quality leads, it doesn't matter if they are cheap. Fourth thing is start small and verify before scaling spend. Number 5 is don't judge a channel based on one bad experience with one bad agency. And this is something I see a lot because many people would say try Google ads and it doesn't work. And they say, hey, Google ads don't work. I've never, gotten Google ads to work. When in reality, their speed to lead at the time when they were running Google ads was like 5 hours or a day or something. So it's very, very clear that it wasn't a Google ads problem. It wasn't a Facebook problem. It might have been a Facebook problem if the quality was bad, but then you cannot really expect good results if other aspects of the business um, are not, built right, are not set it up correctly. So final thoughts, the problem was rarely the platform. And this is the reason why, because there is a company in your niche doing exactly what you're doing, working in the service area that you're serving, and they are making a killing from running Facebook ads. So most of the time, it's not a platform problem. It's a qualification problem. It's a follow-up problem, working the leads problem. It's a sales process problem, but very rarely a platform problem. Facebook ads works, Google ads work, referrals work, everything works. There's other things that should be taken under consideration. Second thing is your skepticism is valid and it actually makes you a smarter buyer now. You know what's going on, you know what to go for and what to stay away from. And knowing what went wrong is the most useful thing you can take into the next decision in order to kind of find the right agency, find the right support. If you're trying to build a team in-house as well, it's going to be a very, very valuable experience that's going to help you scale the business. So this is pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you need help with your marketing, check out the link in bio.